Hurricanes Helene and Milton damaged hundreds of homes in Redington Beach and Redington Shores.
Neighbors say those storms made a quality of life problem in their community even worse. We're talking about ongoing code violations.
When you come in off Gulf into this particular neighborhood, you have to go through a very blighted area.
I-Team investigator Adam Walser is breaking down the numbers and hearing how town leaders are handling violators.
Some Redington Shores residents say that sites like this are far too common in their community. City officials are blaming last year's 2 hurricanes, but those residents tell us that some of the code violators have been at it since long before the hurricanes.
It's a really neat community. There's so many great things here.
Bennett Walling loves most things about his Redington Shores neighborhood, but he says the way some neighbors are keeping their property isn't exactly neighborly. And he says the town isn't adequately enforcing its municipal code.
You can't have junk, you can't have old abandoned vehicles, abandoned boats, abandoned trailers, unregistered vehicles, trash, all that stuff is clearly in the code, and they've clearly allowed that to persist.
Did this start before the storm?
Absolutely.
Has it gotten worse?
It's way worse now, much worse than it was prior.
We went to Town Hall and spoke with Rob Peebles, the building official who oversees code enforcement for Redington Beach and Redington Shores.
It's a tough situation, and we just do our best to stay on top of it, notify folks when there are issues, and then and track the problems, try to get them resolved.
Peebles says the town has tried to be sensitive to residents whose property was damaged, especially those who were uninsured.
We're trying to strike a balance between what's best for the resident and what's best for the town.
In some cases, the town has taken immediate action. A resident sent code enforcement this video showing more than a dozen rats leaping on a tree in the yard of an abandoned home, some scurrying through nearby yards.
Mama, what disease do they spread?
I don't know.
Rats bring disease, and they bring snakes, and they bring problems for the whole neighborhood.
Peebles said code enforcement required the owners to board up the house because rats had entered through a broken window. Those owners reside elsewhere, which Peebles says is common in the beach community.
Maybe they don't stay here 12 months out of the year. Some of them are rental situations.
We have a lot of seasonal residents, and some of them don't even have yard maintenance for when they're not here.
Redington Shores and Redington Beach have opened 140 combined nuisance cases in 2025 related to tall grass and weeds, about 1 case for every 10 homes.
Previous commission meetings, we have residents that show up and they're complaining that we're out there citing people for these problems, so it's a no-win situation.
He says deputies were called last week when a code enforcement officer was attacked by an angry resident.
Xeriscaping with the landscaping did a wonderful job.
Neighbors say they don't want code enforcement officers facing danger, but believe it's important that they more aggressively address the growing problem. What does this do to the homeowners like yourself when you see all this?
It makes me want to move to an area where people take pride in their property.
What would you say to these people who are critical and saying, oh, it's hurting our property values, the fact that my neighbor's not maintaining their yard, the fact they've got a boat in their driveway, things of that nature?
A little bit of patience. We're on it. We're working on it.
So you don't necessarily disagree with these people who are upset about this situation?
No, don't disagree at all.
Walling says he and others are even willing to volunteer to help non-compliant neighbors clean up their messes.
We're here to help, but we need the city to step in and follow their own laws.
I'm I-Team investigator Adam Walser with photojournalist Matt McGlashan, taking action for you.